JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, gun handed over to St. Catherine Police. A Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 5 9mm rounds of ammunition was handed over to the St. Catherine South Police Division on the Mandela Highway in St. Catherine on Friday, September 30. Reports from the Portmore Police are that about 9 a.m., lawmen were conducting an operation in the area when they were approached by a resident who handed over the gun and ammunition to them. The weapon was subsequently seized. No one is arrested in relation to the seizure. Investigations continue. Cookshop operator murdered in Hanover. A cookshop operator was shot and killed at his restaurant in Great River, Hanover on Saturday morning. The incident happened about 6 o'clock. It is reported that the operator, known as Spider, was in the process of preparing meals for his customers when he was attacked. He succumbed to his injuries. The incident is being probed by the police. Man killed at bar in Bigwoods, Westmoreland. A farmer of Lennox, Bigwoods in Westmoreland, was shot dead on Friday night at a bar on the White House Main Road in the parish. Ricardo Jameson, 34, was chased from the bar by 2 men who shot him several times. An off-duty policeman attempted to repel the attack on Jameson. The men fled the scene on foot. Jameson was pronounced dead at hospital. 2 shot and injured at party in Manchester. 2 men have been hospitalized following a drive-by shooting at the entrance of a party on Ward Avenue in Mandeville on Saturday morning. A police report said about 2:15 a.m. the men, who were patrons at a nightclub and lounge, were shot by gunmen traveling in a motor car. The injured men were rushed to hospital, where they have since been admitted. Statistics on the police show that up to September 24, Manchester recorded 33 shooting incidents since the start of the year, when compared to 23 for the corresponding period last year. Security guard charged for stealing $100,000 in chicken parts. 69-year-old Ron Forbes, a security guard of Newlands Road, St. Catherine, has been arrested and charged with shopbreaking and larceny following an incident on Newlands Main Road in the parish on Sunday, September 25. Reports from the Portmore Police are that about 8 a.m., the complainant was alerted by a security system that his establishment was being broken into by Forbes. Several bags of chicken parts and saltfish were stolen from the refrigerator, with an estimated value of $100,000. On Friday, September 30, Forbes was taken into custody and is subsequently charged. His court date is being finalized. Cops making headway in St. Anne woman's murder. The police are reportedly close to making a breakthrough into the killing of a Ruby's gas station cashier, who was found dead at her home at Free Hill in Bamboo, St. Anne, on Monday morning. Anisha Rose, 24, was believed to have been murdered between 4 p.m. on Sunday and 1:30 p.m. Monday when her body was found. Superintendent David White, the acting head of the St. Anne Division, said that the police are making progress with their probe. The investigations are still continuing, but we're very close to making a breakthrough, Superintendent White said. He added that he, however, cannot divulge much because of the sensitive stage where the probe is at. It was reported that about 4 p.m. on Sunday, residents reportedly heard the now deceased and someone crawling inside her home. However, checks were not made until about 1:30 p.m. on Monday when residents found her body. Police said when they arrived at Rose's residence, her lifeless body was found clad in a yellow blouse and blue shorts and was barefooted, with her hands bound and her throat slashed. The body was seen on its right side in bushes in her yard, the police said. Guardian Lifehead calls Jamaica to righteousness as group launches a CCM. Guardian Group executive Eric Olsen said Jamaicans should hunger and thirst after righteous living, as this is the only prescription to stall the country's spiraling crime figures and the worrying behavior being displayed by the nation's children. Olsen, who is the group head of life, health and pension at the Guardian Group, said children are more exposed to anger and bitterness than they are to godly principles today. This has resulted in some, especially boys, believing that violence is a solution when they feel dissed, he added. Pointing to Matthew 5 in the scriptures, he said this template should serve as a guide to Jamaicans as the country wades through financial and social crisis. There is no hungering and thirst in our nation for no righteousness. It is about freedom to do whatever you feel like doing and what you like. And with that type of thing, then the devil will have a field day, he argued. Olsen was speaking during the recent virtual launch of the Association of Christian Communicators and Media, ACCM. The organization comprises communicators and media workers in both the secular media and the churches, who are committed to demonstrating Christian values and standards across all media platforms. What is happening in our society is that we need to recognize that all the things that we are trying are just not working, and we need to realize that we have to turn to God because nothing is working, the insurance executive admonished. Hosin, a deacon and board member of the Church of the Open Bible, believes children should be exposed to godly teachings from the womb. He cautioned parents to be mindful of the lessons they are transmitting daily as they raise up their children. Christians too must also ensure that they are not only praying and seeking God's face, but that they are leading exemplary lives that non-Christians would want to emulate. As a nation, we need to turn to holiness and righteousness, and that is the problem. We are trying all sorts of different things, and when those things don't work, we try another set of things. But until this nation, at the home level, at the school level, at the work level, at the national level, turn to holiness and righteousness, we'll be in this problem, he said. The problem he alluded to is the country's high murder rate and an increasing propensity for violence. Up to September 24, Jamaica had recorded 1,147 murders since the start of the year, which was 89 more than the 1,058 for the corresponding period in 2021. The country has the second highest homicide rate in the world. Olsen thanked the members of the security forces for their dedication and commitment in tackling crime. You have people not thinking about life, no respect for life, but want to make duppy, Olsen asserted, adding, we have some suicidal jihadists out here in Jamaica who are willing to just put themselves on the line to kill a police or to kill whoever else. Olsen charged members of the ACCM to align themselves to whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, as admonished in Philippians 4 verse 8. The association, which is now in full operation, has already built solid membership support in Jamaica, across the region and in the diaspora. $200 million damage to agricultural sector from Ian. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, Pernell Charles Jr., is reporting that damage to the agricultural sector by flooding caused by Tropical Storm Ian is more than $200 million, and assistance will be provided to affected farmers. He said that, from a preliminary report that has been compiled, it is clear that persons in the sector suffered losses, adding that after the assessments, a determination will be made as to the level of the response, as the government is committed to supporting them and will continue incentive programs. Speaking to reporters after the Jamaica Pig Farmers Association annual general meeting in Osborne Store, Clarendon, on Thursday, September 29, the minister said, we haven't gotten a breakdown, so we need to disaggregate that, but we're moving speedily ahead to complete those assessments so that we can put something forward and then to determine how best to give support to those persons who have been impacted. He argued that the damage to the farming industry is another reminder that investors in the sector must be resilient against shocks, as many farmers who implement resilient operations were spared losses. They were proud that they came out with less damage than they expected, but it also means that we are still in a vulnerable sector that requires collaborations, support and protection because it is such an integral and important sector, the minister said. Tropical Storm Ian was upgraded to a hurricane after passing southwest of Jamaica. In sports news, Talawas rule CPL. Jamaica Talawas claimed their third Caribbean Premier League title after Brandon King's majestic half-century and Fabian Allen's magical spell powered them to an 8-wicket win over highly fancied Barbados Royals at Providence Stadium in Ghana late on Friday. The 27-year-old Jamaican all-rounder Fabian Allen took the Player of the Match award after snaring 3-4-24 to help restrict the Royals to 161 for 7 after they had got off to a flying start. His compatriot King, also 27, whose pure class, while top scoring with 83 not out, in the Talawas 162 for 2. The opening batsman emphatically hit the winning six down the ground off the Royals' left-arm pacer Obed McCoy to send his teammates running onto the field in celebration. Scores: Royals 161 for 7, 20 overs. Talawas 162 for 2, 16.1 overs. The victory capped off a magnificent 2022 CPL campaign for King, who compiled 422 runs in the Talawas rampage in March to the title. In 2019, the elegant batsman had scored 496 runs in guiding Guyana Amazon Warriors to second place, but it was over the moon on Friday that the Talawas went one better than his previous team. This one means more because we won the title. I'm just extremely happy we won this year. The team is amazing. Everybody trusted each other, King said during a post-match television interview. In football news, Cornwall College suffers big blow to D-Cup hopes. Cornwall College's hopes of advancing past the first round of the Issa da Costa Cup took a massive blow on Friday when they were beaten 2-1 by Maldon High in a Zone A game played at Maldon. Cornwall College were losing back-to-back games in the first round for the first time in at least 9 years, while Maldon High won back-to-back games for the first time since 2017, the last time they beat Cornwall College. Kevin Hawthorne and Jordan Bartley scored for Maldon, while Braxton Richards scored for Cornwall College, who dropped to 4th in Zone A, stuck on 6 points from 5 games. Irwin High leads with maximum 12 points, 2 more than Greenpond, who beat on Trovy High 3-1, followed by Maldon High on 7 points. Meanwhile, Rossies High rebounded from their loss to Foam Technical on Tuesday with a big 5-up drubbing of Merlinotty High in Zone B, with goals from Raheem Lowe, Eric Norman, Tajay McIntyre, Dion J. Brown, and Damani Gordon. Green Island were also winners, beating Hopewell High 4-1. Home Technical opened a 6-point lead in Zone G after their 3-love win over Alston High, improving to 11 points, while York Castle and Rockabessa stayed first and second respectively in Zone I with wins over Ocho High and Marcus Garvey Technical. Friday's games results: Zone A, Greenpond 3 and Trophy 1, Maldon 2, Cornwall 1, Zone B, Green Island 4, Hopewell 1, Merlinotty 0, Rossies 5. Zone C, Cedric Titus vs Mushet at Cedric Titus rained out, Spot Volley 1, Herbert Morrison 1. Zone F, Bellear vs Belfield at Bellear rained out, Manchester vs Mount St. Joseph at Manchester rained out. Zone G, Ulster 0, Homewood 3. Zone I, Marcus Garvey 1, Rockabessa 2, York Castle 5, Ocho 0. Meanwhile, in Manning Cup action, Woolmer's boys suffered their second straight loss of the season when they went down 1-0 to Camperdown in Zone E. In the day's other game, St. Catherine High continued their impressive run of form of this season, blanking Holy Trinity 3-love in Zone B action at the Spanish Town Prison Oval. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.